So, hello everyone, and welcome to the Redstone Quarry podcast, episode 40. I do not know who started talking there, but I don't care. We're going with this. Yeah, let's just introduce everyone as usual.
Hey guys, it's me, Enemy.
Hi, I'm Niels.
Well, I'm you, JWE37. You should know me, hopefully.
No one cares about
Yay.
you.
It's
Maybe if
kidding.
you
Jewe
ever
in the
read
comments.
those chat things below.
If you ever check the comments, you may have noticed his name. It's the person I always call Jewe. Now he's telling me that I was wrong, but he told me in the beginning to call him like that because I would never get his real name right.
Yes,
Only-
but now
yes.
you've heard it and you should get it right.
I don't know, what, Yannick Weiser or something?
we'll just keep it with Jewe because that's we always done, and like I guess it's easier.
Yeah, we all call
to
you, and you
pronounce and
told
so
us to call you that. Now you can't go back.
If you
It's
want
unfair.
to do it.
Okay. Let's start with a follow-up.
Yes. So I guess comments from last week, or anything else do we have to talk about? I don't know. The thing is, it's episode 40, so I thought maybe we could consider trying to go back and check all of the new comments since
You
basically
prepare
the beginning.
anything for that, or should we do it right now because it's?
I didn't prepare a thing.
Well,
However, I have a feeling we have missed out on a lot of comments. In episode 10, we went back and check all of the episodes. That didn't take long.
Maybe
but-
wait till episode 50. So I don't want
Well-
to check all the podcasts.
well,
Hmm.
basically, I get an email for each comment, and
Yeah, but you ignored most of them. You said you only checked the last ones from last week.
Well,
yes, but for other than that, I don't really get a lot of other emails. Let me check.
Yeah, not a lot, but I'm accumulate over time. For example, I think Mr.
Yes.
Creeper started catching up with the podcast in June, and
Yeah, but
he may have come
caught
with some
up
stuff.
quite quick.
Yeah. Well, anyway, where
if
were
I
we?
wouldn't have started on episode 1, I would never try to catch up with you.
Well, some people try now,
I'm
regardless.
trying to catch up on one podcast, but yeah, that's a podcast that doesn't make any new episodes. So
Okay.
Makes sense.
I only watch 2 podcasts right now. Or
I listen to
rather.
podcasts.
Whatever.
I don't. Apart from this one.
So we should, you know what? Maybe yeah, that's right. We could do it maybe for like annual episode or something. Where-
52.
and then I would also like 52, where I could also prepare the comments on beforehand. Anyway, with that being said, I guess it's time for last week's comments. So yeah, let me just get back on my account because I just logged out.
I guess I can start. First comment to mention is Mr. Creeper, who congratulates us on 200 subscribers. I think we talked about it last week quickly.
Yeah,
Yes.
we mentioned it.
Right. So, yay! Thanks again for all the 203 of you at this point in time for subscribing and listening to our stuff and so on. Yeah. Also, pretty quickly, you guys found out Bot's quote because apparently it wasn't that hard to research.
See, that's the strange part. I looked at, I had to basically guess Raven podcast about the quote being Googleable. I looked it up. The whole thing didn't work for me. Leaving first sentences out, which were edited, didn't work for me. The only way for me to get it done was to leave the third and the fourth, but remove the first and the second sentence. So, just the third alone didn't work, fourth alone didn't work. Then again, of course, Google gives different results depending on your history and your country and that kind of stuff. So may have been partially because of that. But yeah, it wasn't that hard to find out, I guess, because both Roby and Banana Popper found it out pretty easily. Although I'm gonna give this one to Banana Popper, considering it was
But-
pretty much at the same time, as far as I can tell.
I can see which email came first.
Well,
I guess you can
the
take the
YouTube
times.
comments, Roby is first. So.
Yes, I know that, but I know back then I checked and they had both at the 1 hour ago stamp, so that was within 1 hour. And the thing is that Banana Popper also gave a
On
more
what
accurate
day did
answer.
they?
That's what I actually care more about.
Okay, what?
More
I was
accurate answer
actually
because
I was actually watching.
yes, go ahead, sorry.
I was actually watching the podcast while they both commented, and Robert was.
Okay. Well, anyway, so we should probably give the answer being that the quote comes from the game RuneScape, which I played for a long time. Up to this point in my life, there's been, I would say, 2 big games, RuneScape and Minecraft. O-game to a way lesser extent, and that's about it. So yeah, I played for a long time, and I really enjoyed the lore. Although that quest was released, and I never played it because it was just after I left the game. But I did catch up on it, watching some videos and stuff, and I really liked it. It's one of my favorite quests probably from the game, and I actually like the story behind it. I won't explain all of it, but I just think it's an interesting idea, which the character doesn't represent, but partially presents in that quote. It's not just suicidal thoughts because of depression or anything related to that. It's more, you could say, grandiose than that. I found, which I thought made it for a very nice plot, but that's all I'll say about it. But yeah, anyway, Melana Popper found it. Yep, Roby too, but he didn't really give a very accurate answer, so I'm giving this one to Banana Popper. Sorry, Roby. However, for this week I have a quote prepared, and I will give a very precise description of what you need to give me.
Okay.
I think that's all be everything from the quotes, because any other things I rambled enough. Roby says, first comment of the week, yay. Then a bunch of other comments from Jewe and Roby, because they always have to talk to
Yes,
each other for
correct.
some reason.
Yeah. They don't like to use Skype, so they're using our comments.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's how you get
I-
200 comment chains.
Yeah.
I don't even have him on Skype, so well.
Oh well. I guess we can move on. Well, thing is, as usual, you have posted like 7 comments or something, not even talking about the replies. Can you maybe just summarize those yourself, since you're here with us?
No problem. So first, I'm saying that I also did some stuff on the Stefan server, and I was trying to do a thing that another one guy tried. It was you know that setup they have on Hermitcraft that the players drop the skulls. The problem with that is that you have to add every player by hand with normal command block mechanics, and that one guy was trying to do it with the new command blocks 7 made, and
Yeah, that should be
he
possible,
failed,
right?
and I then actually tried to do it again, also in one command, which got a lot easier with his way of doing those command blocks.
I'm pretty sure that should be possible. I think. I mean, the way Stefan's system works, I think, is that if you can have a,
Yes,
I understand you can set string text to selectors, like the result from a selector.
exactly. For
So it should
example,
work.
so
Can you link us to that video, perhaps?
I tried that, and I actually also failed, but I really don't know why. It just didn't work.
Okay, well, maybe it's still worth linking to, though, so that people know what you're talking about.
Well, I happened to be in TeamSpeak while Jel and Stefan were working on something else, and Jel got a response from Sarge about the thing Stefan did.
Yes, I know. He
And,
also told me about.
The response from Mojang basically is that it doesn't fit into their command block concept at the moment, and that's why they won't implement it in 1.9. Oh.
Exactly. He also told me about that. Should I move on to my next comment?
Sure.
Okay. Next comment for me is that I'm saying that Wild's filter sounds really interesting, and when I'm joking that we should probably add chunk loaders so we can get infinite platforms. And that isn't limited to I think it's 1040 by 1040 with 32 times render distance.
Well, I think if you really wanted to make something really, really big, you could just like move his player to a new location, make a new platform, and start over.
Yes, but the problem with that is that both won't be loaded at the same time.
Yeah, but if you do one after the other, you don't need to have both loaded at the same time, right?
Well, if a contraption is that big that you need both at the same time, for example, if you, I don't know, want to do the player skull thing without having to add the skulls to the command blocks one by one, you would need, I think, is at 20 million sales, so 20 million command blocks plus probably another 20 million. So I don't know if that would fit in one single chunk, especially if you want to consider the 63 clocking block limit in 1.8 still, and that's probably quite an issue.
Isn't that thing fixed with those other command blocks?
Yes, with 1.9 it is, but I'm guessing Wout did his filter for 1.8, didn't you? Wout.
Yes, I'm about. This filter is for 1.8.
I have no clue what you guys are talking about.
Listen to me.
Yes, I'm trying to
Your
listen and also
filter,
catch up
is that for
links.
1.8 or for 1.9? Or
But you're talking
both?
about filters.
Your
Byron-based
filter.
replacer.
No,
No.
your
Selection to
Truck.
commands filter. Well, it
Yeah.
should also work in 1.89, I hope. But it doesn't use any 1.9 features now.
So
It
it's
would.
using clocks, right?
No. Like it uses. I mean, you only need to activate each command block once, so there's no real clocks involved. But yeah, it displays the redstone blocks next to the things. I guess there could be some more efficient ways to do like to do compressed commands in 1.9, but so far I haven't really seen any videos on that. I
Well,
do know though that you can do it with minecarts command blocks as well, but I don't entirely know how that works.
yes,
And a lot of people
I
have forums
know
with
that.
it.
I've seen people doing that, and it's probably pretty laggy because it's like 100 or something entities at once, and then if you have
That's alright
multiple of
actually.
these, it's if you have like 100 of these command blocks, you'll have for 3 game ticks or something like that, 10,000 entities, and that's depending on the computer. On mine, it would just crash. On whatever, I don't know who has got a good computer here. Probably no one. It would hold up, but get you down to 20 frames.
Well, I only know that my thing also produces a fair bit of entities, and the enemy never really had problems on it with it on the server, so that's nice, I guess.
Well, I'm talking about the client now. So
Oh, client side I also didn't have problems with it. Like, I think there were several hundred entities for the larger base I did. Depends a
well,
bit on the time I have. Oh, sorry.
a couple hundred entities wouldn't be a problem for me too, but 10,000.
Yeah, like it depends on the spacing I have in between the different commands, which I don't know really. Like it depends. I have a lot of delays currently in there because Minecraft being annoying, kind of. Yeah, they're not. It's a kind of weird map. I have still have to do research. Basically, I had a working version, but it's a lot of problems with it, so I wasn't kind of demotivated. But there's still a lot of optimizations which could be done, which I will probably try to do before I release a filter.
Okay. Next comment is then that I'm guessing that you were talking about last podcast. You were talking about that you didn't know how Ray placed the ender crystal inside of the platform, but of course it's not continuously regenerated, and you can just remove it, place the crystal in, and then start regenerating it again.
I
Or
guess,
you
yeah.
probably
Did I ask
used
that?
some
Like, I don't
commands,
fully
but
remember that, but okay.
what?
I don't really fully remember asking
That's
that,
the
but okay.
comment about it, so I mentioned that.
Yeah, okay, that's probably
Apart
right.
from that, I'm also talking about the thing that enemy use a lot less food over the perimeter dig than
Yeah.
vegan, and that's about that enemy is actually eating quite efficiently. Because, for example, if he's taking damage, I don't know for what reason, he does regen that by using the regen beacons and not by using his hunger, for example. So that's another comment.
Yeah, I do find it
So-
funny you mentioned that because I am also guilty of that. Can you stop push talk? Okay, sorry.
Yes, sorry.
Yeah, for the viewers, we should maybe give a heads up that Jewe doesn't have very good recording equipment. That's not his fault, of course. So we apologize for the
Blame Wout for that.
Blame Wout,
Yes.
always blame Wout.
That's
Yes.
always a great idea. So yeah. Anyway, what I was trying to say is that I'm also guilty of that. I'm sorry, but I'm a bit not really I mean, you know what I mean, like in the
You're a bit Wout.
I'm a bit a perfectionist, I guess you could say, in that sense. So I often just eat as soon as I like lose half a drumstick, which just depletes my steak supply kind of fast. But yeah.
Yeah, like
Like-
eating salt doesn't make any sense if you're in a not combat scenario.
I
Doesn't
know, but
make
it's just
no
so
sense.
annoying to see that hey, it's not full.
Yeah, so what?
Who cares?
I care. That's the only thing.
I was looking into
It's a bit obsessive, I know.
this, analytics for all the scoreboards, so I kept track of it. It's clearly visible. Enemy he used, I don't know, something like 740 pieces
Maybe
of
we should
steak.
say steak per hour or something. Or
Yeah,
steak per stone mines.
I should also. I'm not still busy. with
Because
this.
I would like to know
He's
where I
still
am in
working on
that
all of
part,
that.
but of course I was online way less, so that's not gonna be very
But
representative.
then Norwegian, he has 600 steak and 600 chicken. It's just like,
Slight difference, yes.
is
Exactly.
chicken just one third of a steak, or is he just eating so much? Is he hungry? Doesn't he get food normally, or what?
He doesn't get
One
any food at
fourth,
home.
Welcome to the Installed Norwegian podcast, where we install the Norwegian while he is not in the podcast.
Let me take a look at what it actually. 1 second.
By the way, I think Niels decided on making the analytics like all nice and like graphical and like pie charts and stuff, and then he will like release that to the public. I think, right?
Yeah, the only problem with it currently, I have something for the a page where you can see statistics per person. It's doing some weird shit that I do not understand, and I think it's a bug. But you have to have a drop down menu, and you can only edit it when you're an editor. So
That
I just
sounds
looked-
reasonable.
yeah,
I just
basically you cannot look into personal stuff then, only if you're editor.
Oh, that's weird.
okay. I looked into the food now, and it's about 70% of the efficiency of steak. So he should have used like, I don't know, really 800 or something in that direction, but not 1,200 in total. So not 600 chicken, but rather 200.
Norwegian is a hungry guy.
Exactly. Should I move on to my other 3 comments that are fairly short as well? So I'm also saying congrats on 200 subs. Then next comment is about me asking when I can get on podcasts. And
Today.
Well,
yes,
I don't know. I'm not sure about that. I think maybe for next week we could do that.
Well,
we'll
I
see.
don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
And then I'm suggesting sign clay for the wall because I love sign clay. And of course, quartz on top I have left because sign clay and quartz are awesome.
Well, we
Yeah.
don't have any quartz. We used to have a lifetime supply of quartz, but that got used up in like 1 week.
I know.
So, yeah.
I even read a comment.
we still haven't decided on the walls. But I think clay, just like the whole wall clay, would look a little bit plain maybe, or I don't know. We use clay a lot in other stuff as well, so I wouldn't maybe use it for the walls. But
It
well,
would look awesome compared
we haven't
to
decided
clay.
yet, so
It would look awesome compared to plain iron.
Enemy is
but
is pro iron.
Political movement on the server.
well,
Try to mess with them.
I told them if they don't come up with a design by Wednesday, I will just make the whole wall iron. So
Good idea. Perfect.
so we can finally get something done, because like the whole week's been like no one ever is deciding on anything, and like the whole new witch storage that we are deciding.
Amy, you're such a privileged person. Like on Reflex, nothing ever gets done. You're complaining
Yeah,
if nothing gets done for the week.
Yeah, but Wout, you don't have perimeters, so you don't need to decide in the walls.
Of course, we need to decide on tons of stuff, like how is another hub gonna look? How we going to handle
Well,
the transportation system? How are
I
we gonna
know
Yeah,
make
but
the
on
farm?
Reflex, it's like you decide like, do I like it, don't I like
No,
that?
there's also other people.
That like
Oh.
rarely play.
Luke.
Well, I know the issue just too well, and we always have a problem. Like, for example, with or never have actually, when like I have design that looks good and so on. I think I even told you about that, didn't
Yeah, I
I?
remember that with like the dome
Yeah.
and stuff.
Or when, for example, I have to build fancy perimeter walls, which is taking ages to do, and it doesn't solve the purpose. I'm just not the type of person that would ever build fancy perimeter walls. What I do is just plain iron, actually. So I think there's only 2 Robbie comments left, or 1 Robbie comment left, and a NASM comment and 2 comments by somebody else. So does somebody else want to read those out?
I'm gonna
Because
do
I read
another one.
out my
I think I
7.
also need to do one. Kind of interesting.
I still don't
You
really
did.
get.
You already did one because you.
Yeah, but I
did
always do the
quote.
majority because an enemy comes up with in the news and he just smashes us all down with
I
his
can do that
list.
totally. I know what is going on usually.
Um, I'm gonna do Nazim's comment. I still don't really get what they're trying to do with the filter, but if you're taking over the keyboard, why not simply do /set block thousands of times? Out.
Oh yeah, it's on Nasm's comment. Well, that's what we did initially. And it turned out that that would work fine if only the Minecraft chat opened and closed at a bit of a decent speed, which it doesn't. I could
Well,
get it.
wouldn't another problem be that you can only enter 100 characters and that way have to actually click the command
There
block?
aren't.
and
Well,
use
it's also
command block
possible.
better
You are
long?
right. Like sometimes, of course, you could have like a complicated MBT tag you have to paste in, but usually that's not really a problem. The main problem with that strategy is that it doesn't even work for normal blocks because you can only. I think I tested. I got like I would say a 99% accuracy rate maybe with what was it? I think a quarter seconds per command, which meant that 1 out of 100 commands weren't entered correctly because the chat was it started to type too quickly when
And
the
you
chat wasn't
cannot
properly
really
closed.
track which command is failing, so
Yeah, like I would. The thing,
you
of
have
course,
to
you
do
could fix
everything
that
twice.
by using a feedback system, but then I would have to use more modules to read from the screen, and like that's screen capture stuff, which is freaking complex as far as I know. I mean that's
And
what the
super
coding software
fast, I
does.
assume.
Oh yeah, I don't even know if it would be fast enough to actually make a big difference there. So really, I just after a bit I went to compressed command technology or one command technology, whatever you want to call it, because it's
Technology.
yeah, technology, because it just allows you to put way more commands into less player interaction. So that's the idea behind that. Something else I read was Robbie Toby's comment chain where Jewe also responded. First of all, Jewe, why do you know such stuff? You also knew about a website to buy views Wout used for his ifs. I think I missed that part. Can you explain? So
Yes,
he
I
knew
can.
about the website I used.
But you
When?
know, you can also always buy views from me for way cheaper.
Of
Just one
course.
snicker per 100 views. That's it.
That's Niels
I
Taste
have this
Snickers.
follower on Twitter who is called buy 1,000 views for $12 or something like
Oh
that.
my god, I also have that dude. He's such fans of us.
Yeah,
Such a fan.
I think he
Oh.
favored one of my tweets last week.
I don't know actually. I may have one. Posted it.
Okay.
Anyway, so yeah, I just saying, but I didn't use sites to buy that. I'm sorry to ruin your fantasy.
Oh.
Yes. So let's continue.
I bet
And
he's
also,
just saying that.
well, the thing is, you say, "Oh, I don't care if they spy on you," but what would you care? Wouldn't you care if they were copying your Wi-Fi passwords?
Why
And I've-
should I? They are in America and I'm in Germany and they'll probably never come by my town.
They're
Well,
copying your freaking passwords.
The thing
Well-
is, I don't care if they spy on me because I have nothing to hide. It's the same thing as like saying I don't need freedom of speech because I have nothing to say. It's like that's not how this thing
Partially,
works.
I think
Well, they
it's
can't
nice if
stop
you
me
defend
to say
others'
anything.
privacy, but I don't think you're responsible for defending others' privacy. But I do think there are some things which you are doing right now, which is really telling to the area of security and not privacy anymore. But I understand it, of course. Like I'm not an expert in this field, but from stuff I've been hearing and stuff I've been reading in articles, Windows 10. I'm not sure if I'm gonna start Windows 7 without consulting some stuff here at home. Yeah, like stuff doesn't look that good anymore. Oh, sorry, Windows 8. If only I had Windows 7, that would be nice. Windows 8. Oh well. So I don't know. You gotta see for yourself, but I think that Windows 10 is kind of really going extreme.
Yeah. And then the thing is, lots of other people who do not really It's just it's a computer. I use for email. That's it.
Yeah,
Those
emails also
people
get
that
copied to their servers, but that's not our thing.
yeah,
as
but
far as
no,
I know.
but they just use email and then I don't know. They're not really using it as some others are. But yeah, when you start, oh yeah, it works great. And yeah, Facebook, yeah, I just use Facebook on Windows 10. That's it. That's and some email and yeah, don't know, but Microsoft is tricking them into Windows 10. Oh, it's free. It's useful. Yeah, it's useful for them.
Well, yeah, that's then that if it's useful for them, I don't think that's illegitimate, to be honest. I just
Useful
there's
for Microsoft as them.
oh, like that, okay. Because I mean, the question is, of course, if they are manipulating their consumers to do things which they normally wouldn't do.
Why the heck would they want all of the data otherwise?
To share your Wi-Fi passwords with your friends. Okay.
Yes.
That would be
Definitely.
convenient.
The one with Windows 10
That's what
came
they
over
do as far as
today,
I
and when he typed in the password, and it literally had the box from share this network. What?
As far as I know, that's
With
what
your
happens by
contacts.
default, actually. But
No,
well.
it's not by default.
Oh well, then I read
Windows
something
10,
differently.
an error occurred. We're not gonna tell you what, which one, but there's one.
Yeah, that's also very
Okay.
descriptive.
Let's just go to the next comment. Comment from Roby Toby. What about diamond blocks as walls, or sponge, or cobwebs? Diamond blocks don't look that nice.
They
About
can
the
look really nice.
quantity, possibly, not quite sure. Sponge would be pretty hard if we, because we don't like duping, so sponge would be pretty hard, and cobwebs, we have more useful stuff planned for our cobwebs. So TNT walls, no.
Come on, breaking 500 Guardian temples will not be a problem, will it?
If you find all 5,000 of them and set up beacons, they not beacons, portal things.
Well, it might take a while, but it's definitely possible, so why not?
I know. I don't think like useful stuff like sponge or cobwebs should be used on walls. Like, I guess diamond blocks would make sense because they're not useful at all. But yeah, I don't like how they look on large surface. So we'll figure something out, and maybe it's like a nice little pattern or something nice like that. So we'll see. Maybe it even just diamond blocks.
It
Maybe
might
not.
actually be quite hard to do the good pattern on the walls that aren't straight, so I don't know if that will be possible really.
Yeah, the next problem is that like the walls are like also different heights everywhere because of like the ocean and like so on. So that's always a bit annoying. So either we're gonna like cut them off straight and like make them uniform on one height, or
Yeah,
we
but then
like,
it's
try to do something
in both ways.
dynamic.
It looks strange. If it's dynamic, then you have
Always
to
looks
really
weird.
build it into the design of your wall. And if you're doing it as a static height, it will look strange if you see water next to your glass or something, or if you see, or from the other side, you see the wall after your blah,
I wouldn't really,
behind the water. That is so strange.
I wouldn't really use glass anyways because you'll always see different things, and that just looks awful, especially when you see dirt, for example.
I guess we can start with the snapshot this week. Hey, new week, new snapshot. And this week's snapshot is 15W37A still, from what I don't think there's a B snapshot yet. So they rebalance weapons and tools again, rebalance the shields menu, crafting recipe for the shields. They changed some things about hardcore mode. So now when you die in hardcore, there's no the delete world or main menu, whatever the thing was back then. Now it's spectate world and delete world or something. So you can like fly around and see what you built before your world is gone forever. So that's quite
Or you
nice.
can just back up your world.
Or you could do that, yeah. Also, they had added a new game rule to disable chunk generation for spectators.
Ah, yes.
I'm not quite sure if they like changed something else about chunk generation or it's like have an easy on-off switch. I would assume they changed something else that might help or not help us in the future. We will see. It might be annoying. They also allow you to shoot the bow from the offhand, so you don't have to use both hands for your bow now, which kind of weird because initially Didabone had it this way because you need two hands to use a bow because it makes like sense in the real world somewhere.
You never needed two hands. You could use two hands, and then the arrows would be preferred, but you never needed them.
What would the arrows be then?
Preferred. Yeah, but I kind of feel it makes sense that you would have to use bows in the offhand and not arrows in the offhand and the bow in the main hand to fire your bow because like
Don't destroy it.
Logic.
The only great feature of 1.9, apart from the command blocks. But you
Well-
can't even one-hit mobs anymore. You have to wait between your hits. It's all just awful.
Then next thing with chunk generation, they already mentioned a bit. The changelog it says made chunk generation much smoother in both multiplayer and single player. Not quite sure what they mean or what they changed, but it will probably fuck up a lot of stuff.
Why necessarily?
If maybe they changed the way chunks generate or populate, so we cannot like
Yeah, that's
spawn
true.
spawners or something like that. Because I remember Crumb didn't want that, so maybe
Well,
that's like
yeah,
way
Gum didn't want a lot of stuff, but
yeah. Well,
technically he could have put population like. I mean, the population, the main argument for it would be that it's on the way it is that oh yeah, you have to put big structures in stuff it doesn't fit in. And if you put it near the edge of a chunk, it would go in a different chunk. But that's how mineshafts currently work, and strongholds, and a lot of large structures, and those generate fine. So technically, they could also generate smaller features like dungeons and trees and plants and such like that. And if they do that, then we're basically screwed. Well, because then they could fit everything into each generation, but I'm not sure.
Well, the initial idea Grum had was to actually change that you can push blocks into unloaded chunks, as far as I know.
Yeah,
Was
that's
that-
also something he told us, I think.
yeah, he said he didn't want block updates in unloaded or generated chunks to work.
Exactly.
When they say
But then you have to
they
load
changed
the load
something
chunks
about-
automatically, so like it's kind of a oxymoron if you're asking me.
Yeah, the thing is, when they say they changed something about chunk generation, I would be careful and wait for with updating just to find out until someone finds out what exactly it changed and how it affects us.
Yeah, maybe.
So it's just one more
Probably.
thing that would prevent me from updating.
Time for Fern
it's
Flower
also
or some figures
One
like
of the
that.
tweets they made is, yeah, I changed something in chunk gen. Either it will make everything perfect good, way better, or it will screw everything over. That's basically what when you're updating.
Yay.
Well,
Yeah,
like
it depends on the
spawner gen
person.
isn't really something you do unless you want a 72 spawner cluster.
Yeah, but would it be suck though if it's if 1.8 is the last version in which you can do it? I mean, if population and generation are merged, then that's kind of the end of it, I would say, to any extent. So
Well, like they already fixed Ender Crystal Gen, but that is you're able to do it differently now. But like I don't think they can really fix Dungeon Gen that easily, and I don't think it's as useful because Quad Spawner is, for example, isn't really more efficient than I don't know.
yeah, it's not that useful. It's mostly just a nice project, but
Exactly, and who wants nice projects? Who want to be
well,
efficient?
Grum wants to ruin them apparently, but that's
Yeah, it
my
seems like they
perception.
don't want us to have any fun anymore.
No fun for us.
No.
Another thing they
Dictatorship.
changed or added is the added new flat world preset, which is
Oh yeah, that one is
highly
nice.
welcome here. It's a void world. Yay, finally.
I still don't get why you need it.
What?
Wait,
You have to always like think. Oh wait, I need like one air layer. Or how does the system work? Like biome.
The part I don't get is the next part. They added a biome called the void where nothing
Yes.
spawns inside or like generates.
Yeah, but
Not quite sure why you needed the biome exactly. Like just
didn't
not
need it probably,
generating
but it's just
would
useful
work
for
as well.
void worlds.
But yeah, like but it has some nice features. So like it doesn't rain in there, for example. So
Well, it would still be kind of useful if you want to. For example, I make my world out of Signed clay. And then if you want, for example, wet biome, because it has the feature of not spawning mobs and so on and so.
Yeah, like I mean, there's a lot of points to it.
So
Well, I
Why?
wouldn't want a void biome that doesn't spawn mobs. If you have an empty world and you want to make a mob farm or something, then not spawning mobs is kinda. The
Well, then you
opposite
go
of
into
what you
empty edit
want.
and you change the biome. For that reason, I mean,
But most people don't use
Wow.
empty edit.
then there's people doing it wrong.
Then
But like, if you're doing technical Minecraft anyway, so like using, if you don't want it, well then you don't set it. But I mean, there's a lot of alternatives as well.
About
I
what we've
rarely
seen,
use
either you do it with MCL or you're doing it wrong.
I rarely use it, so
Anyway, I think
I
there's
guess
still
the
two
last-
comments you guys forgot to talk about actually.
What?
There's still two
Forgot?
comments you guys forgot to talk about.
Oh, yeah, please.
Okay.
I don't wanna get
Adrian
this
Zoom
part.
BC Sila says 1, I like turtles, and 2, why do people on this part of YouTube not have pictures in the comments? Yes, Jewe.
Yes,
What?
it's kind of annoying because in a comment, and when I read the
Yes.
email and this, and then on next email, the same person. Oh no, wait, the name is
No, it's
different.
3 people who are
Yeah, like
guilty of this act.
The thing is, I was about to
really
suggest
care.
you could just like use the ones you use on Twitter and everything would be fine. But I remembered Nathan doesn't have one on Twitter anyway.
I think
Well,
I
then
even delete
Nazem can use his default Twitter picture. That's different, at least.
I guess.
well, I don't know. I don't really need it.
It
you
would
know
be
me.
helpful just to see you who like to
Or
more
just,
easily differentiate
just
you
go
guys
to
in the comments.
Paint and put a big J from Jewe, or D.
I'll put a big
E
W from
W
Wout is
E.
awesome.
Oh,
Too much work.
oh, okay. Maybe Roby will change his avatar for us. Maybe not. Back to what I wanted to say. One last change I want to talk about in the snapshot, which annoys me so much, is that they nerfed golden apples, and I hate it. It makes no sense at all. No.
I don't.
Sense
Yeah, but
at all.
gold is really easy to get nowadays. That's
Like,
what we said.
Well,
Um,
like golden apples are only really useful for resistance, and resistance you can also get from beacons, and
I'll-
for fire resistance. At least in my opinion, like
notch
for
apples, yes.
region
No,
4.
no one uses notch apples in survival, except for maybe they fight like 100 with us at once. Or
Yes.
like want to like survive the void for long times. Because
Or if you're doing a
people
nether
do that.
perimeter and you fall in lava and you
We-
don't have potions.
Yeah, but like
Or you
the-
want
you
stackable potions.
you could have just yeah, whatever. But the thing is, from what I know, they nerfed it because people have gold farms and gold farms are too OP or something. So we're gonna give them less good apples. That makes no sense. First of all, people don't really use golden apples in the first place. When they use them, it's mostly in UHC. And with the nerfed normal golden apple in UHC, there's no reason for you to get one anymore because it's so much more worth it to use your gold on potions.
You
Like, I
don't
think
always have a jungle. Or melon.
well, melon's quite easy to get. Like either you find a village or you find a jungle or you find a mine shaft. Like
Well, that's all above surface things, and you can easily get killed there. Well, I don't
mine
play
shaft
a
is
lot of
below
UHC.
surface, I would assume.
That's all true.
Yeah, but like in UHC you can get killed by anything. So it's like, hey, some risks you have to get. Like the apple
No.
you get like is 8 gold, you get 2 hearts, right? Or 1 heart now. 1 heart now. With like the same amount of gold you could get 54 hearts from potions. It's like ridiculous. Like if there's someone who's like dares to go to do the nether rush, which is like the most useful strategy now where everyone will do it. Because it doesn't make a lot of sense anymore to do only apples because you get so much less from it. Then yeah, like you don't need the apples anymore. And then UHC itself is like, hey, where's the point? Also
But wait,
the
on
notch apples-
Hypixel, the logo for the UHC things,
Oh, yeah.
that's a golden apple. But
no
Yeah.
one cares about
I
Hypixel.
think they should
Niels.
rename it
Yes,
and just make it
exactly.
called like UHC X Champions, and then they nerfed it.
And also, nobody cares about UHC and PvP, and let's move on to something else.
No,
that
I have
actually
one
know
thing to add. I
about.
think
Well,
actually, there's a
the
perfect. I
thing-
got a perfect name for the new apples. Jap apples.
What?
Ah,
It's
inside
genius.
joke.
Look, it's like notch apples, but they're nerfed
Like
by Jap.
I don't know why they would change notch apples, because like that's the one thing
Because
that I
Jap didn't
wouldn't
like
change
notch.
at
He was
all,
like, I want my
because
own
it's not
apples.
Notch's
Spam
thing,
Jap apples.
right?
You can make blue
Also,
apples.
like the argumentation to change it because of farming is so stupid, because like, hey, people get enough gold anyway, they just get more of them. It's like,
If they want to stop doing that, then they should like lower the fruits
also the
regen
whole
value.
point about farming, I don't get it all, because like, hey, let's implement this mob that's only used for enderman farming and makes it super easy. All you need is this mob and like a platform 20 by 20 and you're done with your farm. It's like, you're gonna like, oh yeah, we have this perimeter for you anyway. It's like the end, our new dimension with like nothing in it but our perimeter. Hey, and then you have like your mob, and then you farm enderman. It's super easy, and you don't need as much XP anyway anymore. Like, oh no, farming is bad. We can't give you the good apples. Gold
Yeah,
farming is too OP.
1.8, I have to say,
the
has
fuck?
made a lot of farming way easier. Like gold farming, just go up in the sky, aggro a pigman.
Yeah,
Enderman
but,
farming, get an endermite.
the
Wout,
whole aggro
Wout, you
pigman
don't even
farm
have
is like,
to go.
oh, that's super bullshit. People can aggro pigmen like farm for hours. It's a bug. The pigmen stopped aggroing. Hey, like, but that's total bullshit. And I was like, oh no, we need to nerf that. Let's make the apples worse, not like fix pigmen. Why?
Yeah, I have to
Like,
say,
that's
no,
Yeah,
actually,
so
I have gotten
yes.
some problems with pigmen, but I think that's just reflex style. I do have a question though. Is it true that you can just farm wither skulls with wolves?
Yes.
Yes.
So you don't even need a perimeter there. You don't need another perimeter at all.
You do,
Well,
because
the
then
perimeter
it's
is to
more
get
efficient.
more efficiency. That's why you make.
But yeah, but you can
perimeters.
just like AFK for 48 hours at your skull farm with wolves, and you have
Yeah,
like,
or
Then
you
you
could
will
make a
still
perimeter
get
and
like
AFK at the
3
same
skulls
time
or
and get
something.
20,000 more output.
yeah, but it also took 20,000 minutes to take the perimeter. Oh well, I see their point, but
Well,
Yeah,
I
like
think
the thing for farming, like how I like to imagine farming being balanced is you put a lot of effort in. For example, you dig a perimeter. Let's say use witch farms, because I think witch farms are a good balance. You make a farm, constructing, developing the farm, making the farm good itself takes a lot of time to like come up with a good design. Of course, not everyone is making their own design, so I guess there's a point there. But you take a lot of time to design and develop your farm. Then you need the resources to build it. Then you need to make a perimeter to make it as efficient as possible. And it's a lot of work. Like, digging a perimeter is, I would assume, like 400 hours of work, something like that. Niels can like probably take it out of our perimeter and like see
it
how much
was
stone per
we
hour or
had.
something.
Yeah, I don't
So-
have those things yet.
So
but
I
did
I would assume
calculate
it's
the
around
amount of
400 man
the
hours
total amount
to
of,
dig a perimeter.
the total amount of ticks
Niels.
online time, and that was something like 300,
So
340,
whatever. You have like, let's say,
including the
400,
bots, I think.
450 hours or something that you spend time just getting your awesome witch farm going, and after
You can
all
speed
that
that up like
time,
quite a bit.
then you get some cool items from it. With the endermite farm, it's like, oh, I spent 20 minutes finding myself an endermite and making a platform in the middle of nowhere, and I get like the best XP farm out there for cheap. Well, it's not the best XP farm, but like one of the easiest good XP farms out there. And it's like, oh no, we need to nerf ender pearls now, so people can't use them as many because they're farming way too good. Like, if there's enough work you have to put into it, for example, with generating a spawn class, the same thing. You have to put so much research and work into making that thing that I don't think when you actually do it that they should nerf that, because like it's so much work to do it anyway, and no one about does it because it's so much work. Then when you actually do it, you should get the reward of actually getting your cluster. So I don't think they should like nerf the apples now because people made farms because of that stupid pigman AI. Like, they should just nerf pigmen to the point where they cannot as easily abuse them anymore to be farmed.
Well,
Like,
they
oh,
could
I
always
throw
do
a
that.
snowball and they
Now-
run all into here. It's like,
You would like to have it as a big reward, but also get back that you have to put lots of work in it.
if you put a lot of work in it, you should get a big reward. That's what I'm saying.
And
if you, like,
instead of, oh, you don't
if you
have to
put like, oh, I throw a snowball and make like a big donut on top of the nether, and now I get all the gold, or I make a platform and like have an endermite there, and I'll get all the endermen. That's like almost no effort to that.
work.
No work, no effort, and big outcome. And that's where farming is not balanced for me, right? And that's where I say, okay, it's fine that you've nerfed that a bit, but don't nerf it in like, oh, you get shittier drops or something. Nerf it in like, hey, make it harder, make it a bit harder. You need a bit more effort to make this farm, and you still get the good output, right? Because that's why we built those farms. Like,
Basically, you want more big rewards for end game because they're taking away big end game rewards and making them available in a nerfed version for begin game.
Well, like the golden apple isn't really a big endgame reward because nobody's using it, as you already said.
Yeah,
So
but
why?
still, it's Enderman Farm. Lots of people consider
It would be
that
nice
as
if you could
end
just
game,
eat
and
them like subcutted at one point.
Well, yeah, element farms are kind of OP, but doesn't there have to be some efficient and easy to build farm for the early game so people can actually start out?
yeah, but
like
now
early
it's
game farms are
easy,
like a
easy.
spawner or something. It's
But-
like, hey,
But
you
that
make
takes
like your room and you wait
forever.
for.
It's super annoying. Like you
No,
need
like
something
making a farm with a spawner is super fast. Like this week actually, I didn't put it on a list, but Elrich made a video where he shows like some easy setups for spawner farms, and he like starts a new world, finds where he knows where a spawner is, and with starting tools within like 20 minutes was the longest one. He makes those farms with a spawner. So spawner
have to
farms is
make a
what I would
fancy
consider
thing
like
with
early game.
Grandstone and all
No,
of that.
it doesn't take long, but it's not efficient. Like I want
Yeah, that's why
something
it's early
somewhat
game.
efficient.
But it's early game.
Well,
You could
then
do like a
just
small mob farm, like I don't know, like some
look
shifting
a
floor
little
or
bit
something,
further until you have
or like whatever Mumbo
you can't
builds.
really
That
get
thing,
key
that
off
would be an early game mob farm. That's like it takes a bit of effort and you get a decent amount of output. If you make a huge farm, you take a lot of effort, you get a lot of output. This is where it scales nicely, I guess, and it makes sense, right? If like, oh, I threw a snowball at Pigman on this stupid donut in the nether ceiling, and like they all come running and rocking the stupid cactus. Hey, maybe change that. Don't run into a cactus. Hey, your farm is broken. Our apples are still good, and now people have to put a bit more effort into making a good farm. Hey, that easy.
Like
I mean, then they have to work and like change the AI.
Yeah,
And
like back up from 1.7, take that AI, put it back in, done. That's not work.
well, like there is better gold farms, and those better gold farms, like Isle Mango's design, for example, and those give you 40 apples per hour or something. Like with a donut, you can only get, I don't know, 10 apples.
Yeah.
No,
Yes,
yeah,
but
but
like
still, the donut,
with-
the stupid donut, it also gives tons and tons of XP. Now that's useful for anything.
the thing about the donut is for the amount of effort you put in, you get too much. With
No.
Mango's design, for example, you put a lot of effort in because like a big farm to build, right? Takes a while. It takes a lot of resources. You put a lot of effort in to build it. You get a lot of output, I guess you could say, right? So I think when you scale it down, if you make like a small version of that, you get small output. But if you like make the donut, you get the output of the smaller version, but you put way less work into it. That's why I don't think the donut should be a thing.
Well, you don't get really get XP from Isle Mango's farm, and the donut isn't that efficient. Actually, in my opinion, it's an AFK goal. AFK XP farm, AFK XP farm. I don't really like personally because you get, I don't know, 100 levels. What can you enchant? 40 tools. That's done in, I don't know, 20 minutes with a normal Enderman farm. Like I don't get why you should AFK all night.
Yeah, but
Like already works.
but still, it's gets you tons of gold, and the effort you have to make a platform, and guess what you're doing in Skyblock as the second thing. After you have a cobblestone generator, you build a platform. It's like it's just you can get cobblestone. You mine for 5 minutes, you get some cobblestone, you make a platform, and you have your farm ready.
Okay, see it like this.
It's like
Um,
20 minutes of work and you get out of it, and it's not fair. And if you just
But-
make it a normal shifting floor once, it takes lots of time to make it, and then
Okay,
it
look
should
at
be.
okay,
Yeah.
look at it this way. Gold farms scale differently. If you look at Almango's design, that of course gives you a better output than the donut, but the donut is already like some work. It's for example more with an animal farm. Like I
Yeah, it's a
think
slightly bigger
it's like
platform.
64 blocks wide, 64 blocks diameter with a small hole in the middle, and then like 3 layers. That's like a ton more work than an Enderman farm, for example.
You can also just do one layer, and it's still
Yeah, but like
quite efficient.
that's not the point. The point is that like with both of these things, as you don't put enough, the amount of reward you get is doesn't scale with the amount of work you put in, and the whole point of that whole thing is that's like how I would like it to be handled in Minecraft. Not like, oh hey, we changed it to a way where people get a lot of gold now. Now we're gonna fuck up their golden apples, or like what they can do with their gold, because yeah. Like, what is gold useful for? Almost
Right.
nothing.
I know,
Like-
but you can make golden apples and then just have like a concept running on your UHC to turn them into normal ones again.
Yeah, but like
Yeah.
the thing is, already with gold, you don't get a lot of useful things that you can do with gold. You can
Anyway,
trade
the
with
conclusion.
villagers,
Anyway, I have a
which is,
solution to
like,
all
something-
these things in which
Let
they
me talk.
nerf. Oh.
Like, gold is already not all that useful. You can make armor, which is super shitty. You can make swords, which are super bad, or tools in general.
Yeah, but if you enchant the
can
tools,
make
you have better
blocks
odds of
which-
getting Silk Touch and Fortune. That's important.
Yes,
Yeah.
tools are crappy. That's the point. Whatever.
No, you also have power drills and glistening melons.
Yeah, like power drills and crystalline melons, those are like the things
Golden
you would actually
carrots.
use them for. Golden carrots, yes. Those are the few things you would use them for, apart from like the apples, which no one actually really uses in like day to day as food or something. No one really uses those.
Actually, some people did use it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
two
subgrowth.
people ate an apple because we had so many of them during the dig, because like Niels provided like 9 stacks or something.
Oh,
no,
yeah,
I
that's also
didn't
a thing.
provide them.
Someone provided, whatever.
With
like-
notch apples or the gold normal ones?
Not apples.
Okay.
I
Because we
cannot
can-
see the
because we
difference
can
in
or
the
something. I don't
scoreboards.
know why we had them there. So yeah, like with gold, there's like not not so many things you would actually use them for, and now you just make the list of useful
You use
applications for
25
gold
apples.
even shorter. It's like
An apple per 2 hours. That's quite a lot.
I don't like that nerf. It's like with every update you try to like take away the reason to play this game. Like farming is what's fun for me. Like if you you try to break all our farms, like why?
It's because Jeb saw you at Minecon and he talked with you about hoppers or furnaces, and he was like, "This dude is so annoying. I want to screw his life over now." And that's what happened. It's your fault.
No, it's your
Meanwhile, they're adding fancy command block stuff, so Wout is happy.
Yeah,
just
not
also
really.
liked it.
Because,
Oh.
You know, I'm not great with command blocks. I'm just the most experienced person in here.
Oh yeah,
but
wait.
You all play survival.
You don't want to use command blocks because of so many reasons. That's why you're good at command blocks.
Okay.
actually-
Yes, that
think
was a joke, but
I
Niels didn't get
guess
that
when we
apparently.
talk about command blocks, we can just like go on to the next news item then, right? Because I have something
Uh,
with command blocks involved.
Yeah, like I don't remember hearing anything about command blocks this week, but I may be mistaken.
Sharia's video about command block performance in 1.9 and 1.8 with
Tornier's
good
also getting into command blocks. Like,
No,
how
Nazem.
we had
Nazem
everyone.
made a video.
Oh, Nazem, okay.
Did Sharia make a video? Because if Sharia
Wait,
made one, I didn't
I
see
may
it.
have misheard.
messing those two up.
Yeah. Nazem made a video
Okay,
about command blocks in 1.9, and he tested like how much lag they produce, the different types of command blocks and different spacings, and he found out that I think he always says it with 512 command blocks. He found out that when you have them closer together, like no matter what kind, they will create more lag, because I think they would test if the other one activates or something, because they're
Yeah,
like conditional
directional
and
stuff probably.
Yeah, they create more lag than when they are further apart. Like if they're 1 block apart or 10 blocks apart, doesn't really matter. But as long as they're apart, they don't check anymore or something, and then they're less laggy. On the other hand, the different versions, like the unconditional one and conditional one, doesn't make a big difference to each other from the lag perspective wise. And what surprised me, because like everyone says, oh, 1.9 command blocks are so much better, when he has compared the fill clocks from 1.8 with fill clocks from 1.9, the 1.8 fill clocks were actually way less laggy. Like almost.
Then I would think that's because of something else, because I watched another video by Lorgon, which I said I would watch for a long time, but actually did last week. And he had a lot. He basically took a how should I call it? He took a machine to generate a graphical representation of the Mandelbrot set, which is kind of a famous picture. Although I don't know any of the
I
mathematics behind it. Do you know
Well-
anything about the video?
Yes, it probably rather to do with the fact that you now have conditional command blocks, although you already had slash stats in 1.8. So
Yeah, like it
don't
didn't make
think-
anything new possible, but main point of this video is he argues that a lot of stuff has been way less laggy simply because of lack of block updates, and he does have a
No.
point because he does have to check in a lot of directions, and he managed to make his machine 40 times faster.
Yes,
Uh.
and that's because he didn't have to use comparators, and those comparators are technically already avoidable since 1.8.
Yeah.
Wait, are you really telling me he was using like comparison repeaters and all this? Like, I
Yes.
thought he was just using augmented lags. If so,
Like,
I mean,
if
I don't
he-
know,
if
like,
he
maybe I
could
didn't
have
properly
used,
check.
like, whatever it's called, stats and then like success.
Yeah, you
successful of
can
the-
like
Yes.
a
then
success
he
count.
could
There's
have-
also a couple other ones, but
possible.
success
Then
count
he-
is the trick usually.
he could have done the same speed in 1.8.
Yes.
I guess if you tried that, okay, I don't know.
And like the Nesson tested only for lag, not for stuff you could do with them, right?
No,
he,
we didn't.
he did the same, like he did some scoreboard operations with them, I think, and he did
Yeah.
that, and then he took the same setup for, with the fill clocks from 1.8 and had the same thing in 1.9 and just checked how much stress it would cause for his server. Like he ran everything off another computer and checked how much a tick would take, right?
Yes.
How much stress there's on the server. And I think in 1.9 he had like, I don't know, like 10 milliseconds per tick or something, and in 1.8 he had only 6 with the same setup.
Did he also test other non-command block related stuff to see if there was any general lag caused by other things? Did he also test other non-command block stuff to
No,
test?
it was like an empty world only with those command blocks in there.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, but the thing is
only
that there may still be like some stuff changed in the background. So I would personally also just run a test with the exact same setup. I don't know, like maybe something Redstone related or something without command blocks which got changed, and see if that has a different result consistently. Because if it does, then that may just indicate that they implemented a bunch of background stuff which just makes 1.9 laggier in general. That's quite important. That's how it, like that's basically the control
I
group
think
of
in
this
the video
experiment.
he showed like idle with like nothing running in the world for 1.9, but I don't think he did with 1.8. So I don't know if he had like a big difference there, but the idle for 1.9 was only 0.3.
I hope he doesn't also maybe like really.
So I don't like 1.9 with nothing inside was pretty like there was no lag on there. This was 0.3 for one tick, right? So I don't think there's a big difference from having nothing running in the world between 1.8 and 1.9. Otherwise he probably would have like mentioned in the video. Maybe Nazem, if you're listening, can like respond and tell us if there's like anything. So yeah, like from his tests, 1.9 command blocks, when you have all of them together, it's burst. It's I think the part you should take away from them. Yeah. Anyone
I think
want
I
to
also commented on that video that I think that it's very easy to improve that lag in 1.9, and I don't think it's really necessary. So we'll see if it gets fixed.
Yeah,
I hope
it's
so,
still
because-
Snapshot, so maybe they will work on it a bit more.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's like the only hope. No, Jay will work on something. Okay, next thing that happened this week is Mango got pretty active again. He showed 2 new melon farm designs, one of which was more like just for fun and as a challenge of making it. It was like a farm in the space of 2x1 by I don't remember how high it was, like 6 or 7 or something. Just like making really small farm, which is like not really useful. But the other farm is quite interesting because I think it's now the best design that I can think of. The reason why it's such a good design is he has per pumpkin or melon, he has a lot of other farmland around, hydrated farmland around, which increases the chance of spawning a melon or pumpkin drastically. And it's also pretty small, so and he uses like I think like 1 piston and 1 repeater per growing part, right? So it's quite efficient. And resource friendly as well. And also lag friendly.
He actually made an even more efficient pumpkin tower design, but that has a lot of lag issues.
Oh yeah,
and-
the one with the like
yeah.
limestone buttons on.
I've been working on a design with command blocks. That's why I use command blocks lately. To actually test what is better with your specific computer, because, like, for example, if you have very good computer, I don't know, like JL, for example, probably to a specific size will still be better to just use the more laggy design with the tower. If you have a very bad computer like me, it will probably point where you should switch to the design that less laggy comes probably like it 100,000 items already, and on the old computer at
Well,
500.
the thing I always consider is how would it work on our server, because that's where I most likely build it, because I don't play single player at all. Yeah, I don't know, lately. And it's mostly it's like if speed and then lag. So if we can like get this amount of speed in this, I don't know, area, like 50 box or something, and this amount of lag, and get like this amount, like 10% less, but like almost no lag, then we would probably build the one with almost no lag, because the server has enough problems already with all the other stuff we built on there.
No, we don't have anything.
Well, like, it won't be loaded all the time, so it's not really an issue if it's quite laggy.
Yeah, but
like in the stream, you had, for example, the idea of having a 2048 village iron farm that you can turn down to 256 villages if the server actually has to do some other stuff as well. So that's like something very similar.
Yeah, the only problem about the melon and pumpkin farm, most likely for us pumpkins, because it's more useful for trading, is that it would be in the area where all the villagers are, and our sugarcane farm is, and all the other stuff, and that's already a lot of entities.
Well,
So in that area we would most likely go for a lag-friendly design.
Yes, for example, but you know that already. Like, if you don't know what you want, for example, if you don't want to build it in such a laggy place, you could just use that. Or, for example, you could obviously also put that command block setup in a world where you already have those things and see it in. Happy for Wout?
Oh yeah, I'm so happy because no,
I've seen it.
Yay! Come on, Wout.
you need to at least add a filter before you can do that. Um,
Wout will write us a filter to test efficiency of pumpkin farms. Can you do that,
I'm
Wout?
actually working on a
No.
command block setup right now.
Yeah, we don't need a
I
filter
don't
technically,
want
but
you to be
why not?
Because I have like my past time and it's limited.
Okay. So yeah, I guess it's not the best design if you only go for speed, not for lag. Guess it's like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, run, move on.
If
Or should I, for one, do something?
yeah, you can do something if you want. What do you want to talk
Okay.
about?
So what I think comes next is actually already I think that was today the instant block swappers, right?
Oh yeah, I have that on my list as well. Yeah.
So I think Ximobot released a video about instant block swappers that were made by somebody else, and that guy wanted to let him show them off. And so first of all, Al Mango made a video on that. So one of his designs had it improved so that it doesn't actually take one game tick like it did in Ximobots. Not Ximobots, but I don't know how the guy that actually made the thing is called design. So he removed the repeater that was used there. I don't know for what exactly actually. So, and then he made a second design that is actually in a wall one block up and not at the floor level. So you can actually switch the blocks there instantly as well. But the thing itself isn't really instant. It's the block below the crafting table takes, I think, in total it takes 5 game ticks to really work properly
Well,
because the block below thing.
isn't it?
I discussed that in the comments with him as well, and I think the Gunmaster actually has a proper design on that, but he doesn't want to release it because it's huge and he doesn't like huge designs as far as I know. And
Oh,
but then he also released a video showing off a similar design to Mango's first design that has actually got is actually a bit slower, smaller, and has one game tick removed as well. So yet now you can talk, Niels.
oh, it's the crafting table is just still instant, and that's the block you really care about. So
Well, it's a swapper that's supposed to be instant, not really the block that's supposed to be instant, is it?
Yeah.
Instant block swapper, not instant crafting table placer.
Right click, bam, instant.
why can't the button just be in the same fix? You just right click it, and then it's already opened the crafting. It has already opened the crafting table. Though.
Well, what I think is quite interesting about this is that people are using instant anything now and doing like this random redstone stuff, making that instant as well and making that faster with that. Like I think it started with zero tick generators, and the first thing that was like really made with them was what was that? I will assume the blocked teleportation, right?
Yeah.
Back then with like silence and so on. So I guess that was the first thing. Then I remember Deco made a door, and then we got a lot of Mango with a lot of tree farms about that stuff.
Yeah.
And I
I
guess
think
not.
zero ticks were used before Mango, or weren't they?
Say again?
Weren't zero ticks used in tree farms before Mango already?
I think the first one that used it was the one from Octopuscraft with the, what was it back then? I think 31,000.
37.
37.
They released.
Yeah, like their birch tree farm. I think that was the first one that used zero tick in like a farm, and then Mango did a lot of those.
Yes.
And I guess now it's used for like normal redstone things that like don't serve a lot of purposes, right? Like those redstone for redstone's sake things. I guess it's kind of interesting. Like it's a bit like the Moore's law thing. It's like new technology. Like first it's like expensive and not a lot of people use it or something. And now more and more people use it because like more and more people get how to work with it and so on. Kind of interesting. But of course, it's a really cool development that more and more people use instant stuff, and hopefully more and more people will make better farms because of that. So
Well, like, it's not really more people are figuring it out. The Gunmaster knew how it's done for a while, actually, and he released a video of it today, so, yeah.
yeah, but for example, the person who made like the first one that Sisuma showed, I think it was the Loon of Black, if I'm reading this correctly. I think in general more and more people get how Celtics work and actually use them for stuff nowadays. Because when Celtics came out, I remember like there's this 1 hour long video from like Pi explaining different stuff with Celtics, but a lot of people I don't see Celtics used a lot, so that was quite surprising to me. I was like, someone used it for a block swapper, and
Well, I don't
yeah.
know, really.
I hope more and more people will use instant stuff because it's just always cool if something is instant.
Well, I don't really care if it's cool or so. I just want something useful.
Yeah, instant, cool, useful all together. Best combination.
Yes, exactly. Make 3 farms.
So I guess Wout, you will link the Loon of Blacks, like Suzuma's video, Gunmasters and Mango's video, right?
I'm working
Good
on
job,
that,
Wout.
and by insane card and silences block teleporter and Deco's 0.15 seconds 4x4 door. And I also
You
need to
have a lot
work
of
on the
stuff to
byte explanation video about the zero tick
Awesome. We will have
mechanics.
everything linked.
Probably
Super.
not. I missed
Good
like
job.
all the stuff.
Thanks,
I'm
Wout.
trying.
You can listen to the recording.
Yes, I'll totally do that. That's why I'm doing it right now.
I have like a couple more things on my list, and then I'm done. And then can you start with like all your creative weird stuff?
Oh yeah, also always the creative weird stuff.
Okay.
Next thing on my list is actually from Octopuscraft. They made a new birch tree farm that is actually faster than TT's birch tree farm, which was the fastest so far that I know of, which was 47k. The one they showed is 51 or 50.9k, and it has quite interesting setup, and it uses one growing spot, not two like TT's. But they push the trees away to both sides. So they, instead of pushing, they grab the tree to the left, and then to the right, and then to the left, and then to the right. And it's quite an interesting setup that I haven't seen like that before. And I'm sure that I'm not quite sure how, but I think you can make that a bit faster. even faster.
Well, I'm guessing it's possible, but for example, I think Mango commented that he doesn't think it's possible, but I don't really know if it's possible. I think like Helens thought it was possible, and like all I personally don't think it's possible to make it a lot faster, but it's definitely possible to make it a bit faster.
Yeah, I don't think it will get a lot more faster than that, but I think there's like one I think 1k you can get out of it is one more k, 1,000 more blocks per hour. I think is possible. Like I'm not sure if you would use two growing spaces and then they have the same left-right thing, if you could actually do that, because one the blocker the sapling return, and two if it's like space-wise even possible to wire. But I think there's like some other quirks that like someone will figure out and make it a little bit faster.
Well,
But
like with two growing spots, it's again the issue that you actually take away some leaves, and I think the birch farm by them already is very close to the minimum saplings. Like Iron Mango's design was like probably still pretty okay sapling wise, but
I wonder if like I remember, 2 weeks ago I think I talked about the idea that you have two layouts for like pushing trees and shit, and you have one layout that like TTs for example doesn't give you back enough saplings, but then you have the other one where you have this abundance of saplings, and you just like go at a lower speed, like not like 10k, but like hey it's like less than 50k. You gotta go at that speed and produce more than enough saplings, and you fill up your buffer, and then you go back to a hyper speed where you do like I don't know over 50k I guess, and you switch between those layouts, and that way you could potentially get like even more, like I don't know 52 or 50
yeah,
more than that possibly.
that might be possible, but I don't really think it's practical.
Yeah,
Really.
like I think with design like that, like it uses so much bone meal and so on. Like if you would say I want this bone meal storage that lasts like one night, it's like I don't know 100,000 bone meal or more, I would assume. So that's already quite big and quite a lot of bones. So I don't think people would a layout where you actually have say, okay, I farm like I don't know an hour in here until my sapling storage is filled up, and then go to hyper speed again, and that's how I get even more out of it. I don't think most people will use it for that long that they would like make the switch twice that it would work for them, right? But I think as like this, hey, I only want to get the faster number I only want to get the fastest birch farm out there. I think then it would make sense to try to investigate and make a farm with that, because yeah. Also, I'm quite interested how long they will keep going with birch farms, and not like, hey, we're gonna like try to max out the dark oak farm or something, or like spruce tree farms.
Yeah,
I think
I'm a dark oak.
I think there is actually some. I can't tell anything about it because it's one of my server members' designs, so it's a lot faster than the actual birch tree farms. So I think if you don't specifically want birch wood, you don't really need a fast farm. But it's always
like,
it's
that's
about a birch farm. Just so you have it.
I think like the spruce tree farm that Simcode had, like the very first big spruce tree farm that wasn't like actually all that fast. I think that still
Acceptable.
Yeah, I think
that still produces more than the birch tree farms now. So if you want shit ton of wood, then you would also always go spruce. But I think I don't even actually know what the fastest design for that is, because most of them is like, oh yeah, I think it could do 100,000, but my computer is not fast enough, or it's not gonna run that fast anyway. So I don't have a proper like proper number anyway.
So maybe I can tell you that the guy from my server did, I think, over 170k. So
170k.
over.
Over 170k. That's interesting for a spruce tree farm.
Yes, but I'm unsure when he will release it because I think he has had some problems and I think he's got it fully figured out now. But he's rarely doing videos. I don't really know.
Okay, that's definitely something interesting to look forward. And I know I think we talked about rebuilding our farm at some point because it has a lot of issues. So maybe that's something you can hook us up with. And as long he doesn't show his video, we won't show it if we build it in our server and that thing. Like, had that for other stuff before. It worked always quite nicely.
You'll never show your server, you know that.
So yeah, I guess we can go to the last thing I have on my list. Well, I have two more things, but the last thing I'm going to talk about right now, which would be Mango's AFK Netherworld farm. Video, I think, was actually today. It's not something we haven't seen yet. I think they showed it on latest Cycraft server tour at this point in time. It's just like a Netherworld farm, a AFK-able Netherworld farm. You sit in there. It will harvest Netherwort before you like ride along in the minecart, and then you pick up the Netherwort and replant it, and then you scale it up so big that you don't have to wait until it grows again, because it takes that long to do one round, and then you get what he built on the Skycraft server, and yeah. So
Yes, but he actually added a stop in that machine because it's just so small compared to the one on Skycraft. I was also asking about that in the comments of the video. So it's like 30-minute timer he set in the video, and that's stopping you when network have to grow because it like doesn't take 30 minutes to go through the entire thing like it does on Skycraft, but it does only take, I don't know, a minute or two. I'm bad at guessing times.
well, I guess you could always say, hey, I'm too lazy to build a timer, I'll just make it as big as he did and like take half an hour to go through and use it for one
Very
night and never
interesting
again.
strategy.
So yeah. I don't think there's a lot of stuff to talk about that farm. It's, yeah, we've seen it before. It's just it's not overly complicated or anything. No one needs that much netherwort anyway.
Yeah,
So yeah, I guess
Well,
that's
very
for that. And yeah, it's like my list apart from Jewe's farm that he built to get on here. Not sure we should talk about it right now or let Wout go first.
Maybe isn't it something one of the speaker has done this week?
That's entirely right.
Yeah, so Wout, go first.
I will go first and talk about all of the videos I have watched this week. Starting with something from last week tonight, probably.
I saw this cat video and
I actually did end up on the cat section of YouTube this week for once. That's true.
Puppies.
Now, what's about cats? Like
ooh, a
and
puppy.
snakes.
Careful, honey.
It was
Here's a
amazing
knife.
to see
Right.
how.
Okay, Wout. What
Yeah.
do you want to talk about?
Yeah. Thanks for cutting me off.
Oh,
So
sorry.
we have the
Always
golden.
done.
Okay, that one was from last week.
Man, you had so much time.
Well, that is very interesting, actually. In my
This-
subscriptions, there are only 1, 2. Wait, what? 1, 2, really? Yep, since the
videos.
Golden Controlled Fly Machine from Jazz and Jazz last week, she talked about last week, there are 2 videos in there
Are you
both of which
subscribed
are
to two
Panda stream.
persons?
Sorry, no, there are 2 Minecraft videos, like six other ones or something, and they're Panda streams, which I usually don't talk about. So and I already talked about Logons, so I'm going to look through my history because I did think there were some videos I wanted to talk about, but I just wasn't subscribed to the channels. So you guys talk about whatever you want.
Oh, I guess we can talk about this real quick while Wout looks up his stuff. Mumbo made another too small video, and
Yes.
we always hate those, of course, because
No, they're great. Me gusta le video de Mumbo, the
whatever.
too small.
We always hate on those because he uses one single hopper line for his output, no matter how big the thing is. And this time I watched it just to see if he like did that again, and he actually didn't, which to my surprise.
Insane.
Oh, is it the fast crafting thing?
No, he
Mm,
just like
the
has it
flower
there
seed
just like
farm, right?
yeah, exactly that. He just has it where it's like, oh, I'm just gonna let all the items rain down on you, and that's it. Like not even like where they like he has water to push them all, right? He not even like just pushes them all off and it'll be done with it. No, he has
Just
hoppers
straight to the
below.
void.
He has hoppers below to pick them up before they get pushed by the water, and then shoot them out with droppers again for no good reason instead of just letting them push by water. It's
And-
just
I can't watch audio because I'm listening to you, but did he say anything about that? Because it's a
It's,
lot cooler, I can tell you.
I'm not quite sure what drove him there, but like as often it doesn't make a lot of sense. So
I think he
Or the
just
flower
wants to
and
troll your
seed
enemy.
farm.
like why? Like there's water there anyway.
But enemy,
I
who doesn't
guess
want to
if
have
you-
it rain
I guess
flowers?
if you would use it for longer than 5 minutes, you would need that. But you could like just have it on a clock where it like goes, hey, 4 minutes it works, and then like it flashes once, and then it works again. Like, also this scale makes no sense, but that's like the whole point of his video. Yeah, that's all. That's the whole reason I mentioned it, because he didn't use one hopper line for it, which was actually surprising to me.
If he just removes the hoppers, it's faster, and you don't have to spend stuff on the droppers. You don't have to spend as much of your valuable cobblestone.
But you don't have it raining flowers. Ah.
Well, they would fall
So-
off and kind of rain anyway when you push them with the water.
Okay, well, it
Yeah.
would have been cool if you went back to the old, like beta 1.8 style, where you had like a central collections to spot because we didn't have hoppers.
Hooper hoppers.
Yeah, and then 1.5, everything changed when 1.5 was
when
released.
when the 1.5 nation attacked. Nah,
Yes.
not funny. But so you found something you want to talk about, or can we go to stuff we did this week?
I found. Wait, this is a 13, so I should be looking from. We recorded on Monday, right?
Yes.
That changed
Okay,
a lot
Niels,
of
do you?
stuff.
do
Yes,
you want
Niels,
to
you
talk
go ahead.
something?
Yes, what?
Do you have something you still want to talk about?
I saw this other crafting helper video from Mumbo, but it was from 2 weeks ago, so
Okay.
that's it.
Yeah, do you still have something?
Not really anything special.
Okay, I guess then we can talk about the Tower of Stupidity. As I like to describe the farm that I like. It all started on the stream where we dug our slime farm perimeter. Still sounds so weird. Sounds like there should be more sarcasm there. Well, and we talked about how stupid of an idea it is to make a slime farm perimeter itself.
Not that stupid.
And during that
sense.
discussion, we came up with a farm that makes even less sense, which would be the Stupidity Tower, which is a slime farm with a guardian farm on top, with a cow farm on top, and on top of that is a wheat farm to feed the cows.
It sounds like the Baker Cake Tower on Reflex.
It makes no sense because slime, guardian, cows, what?
Yeah.
And I was, hey, if someone makes that, yeah, if you do that, you will get on the podcast, and that's the reason why he's here today.
Yay!
Yay!
Good job.
Did you totally over-engineer it and have something totally special to talk about, or?
Well, it actually has a ton of bugs, and I didn't really bother fixing those. I just wanted to get on the podcast. So, like, I think the minecart station is totally messed up because I'm bad at building bows, then there is a problem with I think cows falling out of the whole thing because I didn't place it in or something before and didn't test it. And I don't know. Then there is a problem with cows getting stuck. Then there is a problem with the slimes targeting the iron golems still while they are in the water, and that way the big slimes actually can swim to them and don't get burned, which obviously is bad and blocks a bunch of spaces. Wait,
We had a problem there, but we're back. So we're just gonna quickly finish this podcast. Enemy, what did you do this week?
I moved the stuff we mined from our perimeter to our bulk storage place, and I streamed that because it took a while. I think it took like 15 minutes for 3 persons to move all the coal and iron ore. So yeah, double chest at a time. Apart from that, we did some derping and creative, and I did some trading and got some new villagers for our trading hall. Yeah, but that's it, basically.
Okay, what I did this week is I watched another anime, being Planet After Story. Oh wait, I think I also talked about it last week.
No one cares about your anime sport.
But
yes.
they check all the Twitter reviews. I think there was one dude who actually wondered. It was Raf asked me if you should watch it. But he's not here right now. So apart from that, I also got my results from my exam. Yay! So that was nice, and I didn't fail. That was the nicest part. I also had
Yay.
problems. And apart from that, I also did some other stuff. I'm doing some prep for Reflex. Not on Reflex itself, for most of it is offline at least. But I'm designing another hub. Because our current other hub is growing together over time and it doesn't look good or anything, and it's also not very practical. Like another transportation system only has one main ice tunnel with trapdoors and like a couple of branches and stuff. So yeah, I'm trying to update that whole system with where we can easily get to a bunch of locations using 4 main lines, north, east, southwest, good with both minecarts and ice tunnels optimally. And I'm doing a lot of designing with that, but I'll probably talk about it later on because Niels wanted to end the podcast quickly. What
Really?
else? Yes, Niels. No, sorry, this is also something I did. Yay. Well, I messed around for a bit with switches, minecart switches, for the transportation system. Being that I just wanted a simple switch where you have your main line and you go to the right or to the left if you open a trap chest, and you just continue if you don't. And if you're coming back from either the exit or from the other end of the main line, you just go back to the spawn, to the hub. And that was a bit of messing around with tutorials to get done. It's not a complex circuit, but for some reason it took me a long time. So that's stuff I also did. And apart from that, I didn't actually work on selecting 2 commands. But maybe a last thing I could mention. Wait, I also did lava pillar research, lava piercing research. Sorry, did I mention that enemy?
No, I don't think you did.
Okay,
I think
So-
you did.
Niels, you just want to cut it. So lava piercing, basically the idea of you basically just dig holes instead of digging out an entire perimeter. You take a perimeter, you dig holes in like diamond shape, in diamond grid, and you fill them with lava to light up the holes. And my theory was that you could get it done with you basically by doing that with a lot of overlap in between the columns because of like caves being irregular shaped and such, could actually light up an entire perimeter fairly well. And enemy said, no, you need a checkerboard pattern in order to get at least 99.8% of the caves lit up, which
You
would be
don't
this.
not even need checkerboard pattern. If you do the pattern that's also used for ice farming or something, that's at least good enough.
You could do that, but that was a bit more annoying for me to generate with the filter, so I didn't really do that.
Yeah, but
Anyway-
checkerboard, that's just way too much.
Well, checkerboard. Yeah, like the thing is, the farther you go out, the less those single blocks matter. So, I did some tests with checkerboard pattern. I had a filter to generate the lava pillars and to count spawning spaces. Now, the thing is, I will say I relied on the MC edit lighting functions here, which I may not be very accurate. I'm not sure. I looked around, seemed to work. Like stuff around lava was getting lit up and such. Basically, the second you save after placing a bunch of lighting blocks, that usually updates lighting as well. So using that, I count spawning spaces And my conclusion was that in my experiment, a spacing of 6 instead of 2, as Amy suggested, was enough to light up 99.96% of all caves. And yeah, so it's you can do it fairly small like then I guess, but I haven't counted like how many blocks it would actually translate to, and or how much damage would realistically take in survival to dig all those shafts. So I would have to run some more tests for that. But for now, I thought it was a nice experiment.
A normal
Uh,
perimeter is just way more fun.
Yeah, way more fun digging for 400 hours, especially if you're like the only person active
No.
on your server.
So
Well,
300 hours,
if you-
330, and that was all, I think, including the bots. So
If
Oh,
you want to do it reflex style, you could just fill in all the caves, and then you also have a perimeter because there's nothing in spawn on that
Yeah,
on
but
top, you
that's like
flood or
takes
slab or whatever.
10 times longer than just lighting the caves up.
Well,
Yes. Anyway,
But, like, you don't have-
but it would be cool because you would be the first one to do that, possibly.
I guess. Maybe you guys should do
Well,
that.
you
Like,
still
just
have-
take your perimeter and then just fill it up layer by layer with cobblestone or something using some lava trick. I don't know.
No, we would fill it up with some other block. Not cobblestone. Cobblestone is stupid.
Ice, maybe. Well, that doesn't going to work. You don't know the snow biome. Oh well. Moving on because also Niels will complain. Command King,
Cobblestone.
Season 2. There's a site.
Did you start it already? Or is it like only the site?
No. Basically, Chris Pixel put the site up, and yeah, that's what I'll be linking then for now. CommandKing.com.
Who is all competing?
I'll give you a list. So we have Purple, or that purple plant. Also, is another account name of his, which you may know. And then we have Octavicon. Like I'm trying to not read names. I'm looking at the avatars just. Then we also Octavicon is someone my main interaction with him so far was that he came up with a cool rotation concept back 2 years ago or something, and I wrote a filter which did some stuff for that. And he gave him permission for yay. Project Up the Pie is known for being one of the co-creators of Diversity 2. He is the third competitor. Then you have Samasaurus, who enemy likes a lot, I guess, for planetary confinement, the Dunes. And he also was one of the co-creators of The Heist, which is a map I played a lot. Then those were the first 4 contendants. I think 3 of them are American, and Samasaurus is Australian. This works a bit better with the scheduling and such. And then the 4 last competitors are European, so that's Mr. Mackie-Stein, of course, the organizer of the old tournament. Like I know pretty well, so I'm not gonna explain that. Wooby, which I guess we all know in some sense. Like he's been working on CVP, so that's his relation to command blocks mostly. Although of course he also had some experience before CVP.
I think he did the heist as well, right?
Yeah, with CVP. So, like, on one hand, he developed CVP, on the other hand, he has made some creations using the program. So,
And I
he's
think he also
fairly
did like
experienced.
the armor suit robot without and so on. So he
Yeah,
knows his
that
stuff.
was back in the day. Like CVP is less than a year old. I know he first published it like November last year or something.
Yeah,
I was one of the first people to use
it.
it. Yay! And then I dropped it.
Yeah, who else?
Well.
Who knows his stuff? Who else is competing?
Then the 7th competitor is Slice Lime, whom I knew very little about. So I checked his channel, and yeah, so he's Swedish, and I will link to not his channel but a video of his because I found it quite interesting. To be honest, I didn't really check it out entirely
Yeah,
how
what
it
is the video
works,
about?
but he made a command block concept to turn player collisions off, as he calls it.
In 1.9 then.
Yes, 1.9 because they
Isn't that
added
like
it
a
again.
game rule for that?
You have a team, so why?
But you want it off because it's annoying.
Yeah, well,
yeah,
isn't
but
that
you
like
can
a
do
game
that
rule?
with it
Teams
easy.
options.
Oh, okay, never mind. I don't know.
Oh,
I was linking the
wow.
video. I wanted it to. Okay, to be honest, I didn't properly watch it.
Okay.
I was just like, hey, this sounds
and the
interesting,
last
and then I left
person
it
would be
open.
you then, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm of course very important because I participated in the last tournament, and that's basically the only reason.
Wow.
Yes.
If I click on your name, it doesn't give me a description.
Yes, I put the description in Snapchat. It's up to Pickle to edit or say, "Wow, this is a freaking bad attempt at humor."
And
Please
if I
give me
click
something
someone
better.
else's description,
Octavicon
my-
doesn't have one either. Don't
at first,
complain.
like, if I click one of them, I can see it and read it. Then I click on someone else, it will go away.
It goes
and
out
then
of
it will
screen.
open the next one. Yes, it's out of
Yes,
my
I know.
screen.
I should tell
Stupid.
Pixel that. Like, I have a feeling he should
It's
know
just-
that. It's kind of annoying, but oh well.
Oh, let's click the. Oh, damn it! Scroll.
Troll.
Okay. And then
Okay,
what is this person? Ah, damn it, scroll.
So
Well,
we're all gonna wait and laugh until Wout fails either against Sly Slime or Whoopi and Mickey. So
Well, it seems like I gotta go right now. Sorry.
it's not a
Thanks, this is
problem
the end.
because I think we're done, right? Wout, do you have
Yeah.
anything else to talk about? Or are you
no,
also done?
but anyway, so yeah, Slime made a video, and it shows a feature where team players in the same team don't push each other. Yay!
Yay!
Yeah. Great.
Okay.
Amazing.
With that all
He
being
probably did
said,
also more useful stuff I don't know
I
about.
think we can wrap it up for today.
Yes.
I also
Yeah.
think so.
Do the outro, but quick.
But quick, that's the problem with the voucher, you see. It's like vouch.
Come on.
You say your quote and we all sit behind and we're done.
I quickly have to edit this link first though. So,
Wout,
yes.
do the outro.
Oh yeah, right. Actually, you have to say it. I forgot. Switching player collisions.
Ah, interesting.
Yes. Okay. So I finished that.
Come on.
Now the question for this week will be, if I can get it on. What movie ends with "Shall I gift wrap it" as its second last line? Thing is, I didn't give the last line, which is a lot more better, I would say, because you can easily Google it. The second last line, I Google it. I personally didn't really find much good results, so it's a fairly well-known movie, though. I'll give you that. So, well, not for everyone, but some people may know it. And I think if you appreciate the movie, you may still remember that. So think a bit about movies you have watched, maybe in there. I would say it's an important moment for character development. Or to signify character development, rather. So, I'll probably talk more about it next week. Good luck with our quotes, and I think we are out. Bye.
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 See you next week.